What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video, man. Look, check it out, bro. Look, Tim Duncan. Everybody want to try to throw Tim Duncan in these conversations, like, you know what I'm saying, during his time he was that guy, like he was in that conversation, and he never was, dog. I'm still waiting on somebody to send me the clip of Tim Duncan being the best player in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was never a time where he was just considered the best player in the NBA, dog. I got a lot of respect for Tim Duncan. This is not the slander of Tim Duncan at all, you know, and what he did throughout his career. You know what I'm saying? It's not about that. It's about people trying to elevate the careers of others to diminish the careers of others. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kobe is top 5 all time, but in order for you to argue whether or not, you know, Kobe's in the top 5, you have to pump up the careers of Shaquille O'Neal, pump up the career of Tim Duncan. You know what I'm saying? You have to make these other players, you know, careers way better than it actually was. You know, you got to make Paul Gasol Michael Jordan. You feel me? You know, you gotta figure out how to argue him being better than AD, him being better than Chris Bosh, because you want to diminish Kobe's legacy. When we all know that, you know, it's not true, it's not factual, bro. Tim Duncan, for as great of a power forward as he was, bro, you will be hard pressed to find an announcer, to find an ESPN clip, to find any proof where this man was ever really the best player in the NBA, dog, where he was even being spoken about in the likes of, you know, the best player. You can't find that shit, dog. The idea that Tim Duncan even gets to sit next to Kobe, bro. Tim Duncan, people had more of an appreciation for Tim Duncan later in his career. Like, once his career ended, people, you know, were able to use Tim Duncan's career, bro. Like, even though his last championship, he was really a full-fledged role player, dog. Like, full-fledged role player, bro. Like, full-fledged, damn near off the bench ass nigga, you know what I'm saying? But you're able to use the cumulative, you know, visual of his career to diminish Kobe, bro. Because he got 5 championships, and, you know, he got MVPs, he won MVPs, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're able to use that when even during his best seasons, dog, I can't find a clip where he was the best player in the NBA. It's like Charles Barkley winning the MVP. Everybody know Michael Jordan's the best player in the NBA, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're not being considered as the best. You know what I'm saying? Like, at some point throughout his career, yes, he was being talked about as probably the best power forward of all time. You know what I'm saying? Like, but when you look out throughout his tenure, ain't nobody bust his ass more than Kobe, bro. Nobody kept him from winning more than Kobe fucking Bryant, dog. And he got Manu over there, Tony Parker. You know what I'm saying? He got a squad over there. Nobody kept him from winning more championships, bro, than Kobe Bean Bryant. And vice versa. The Spurs, you know what I'm saying, hindered the Lakers a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, and I want to say, do they have the same number of finals appearances? Because that I'm not sure about. We're going to do a quick Google search because I'm really not sure. We're going to type in Tim Duncan finals appearances. All right, Tim Duncan went to the finals 6 times. So Kobe got more finals appearances than Tim Duncan. So, I mean, you can look at that however way you want to look at it. You know what I'm saying? But head-to-head matchups, we know Kobe got that. I know y'all been making a big deal about head-to-head matchups. So Kobe has the head-to-head matchups. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't know what we're talking about. I guess you're just going to use the MVP criteria when we know Steve Nash got 2 MVPs back-to-back, if I remember correctly. So, I mean, they diminished the MVP awards themselves. by who they fucking give them to, when the clear-cut best players in the NBA are not winning those awards. You know what I'm saying? You give it to a nigga who averaging 15 and 10. So, I mean, you diminish that award yourself when you do shit like that. So then the MVP used to be, oh, he's clearly the best player in the NBA. But they changed the criteria for what the MVP is. You know what I'm saying? Most valuable player. I guess it just means that if without you, they wouldn't have a winning record, I guess. I mean, because that don't mean that you're the best player in the NBA. And then, like, if you watching the game with your eyes, you can see who's the best player. You know what I'm saying? Like, Tim Duncan was never considered the best player in the fucking NBA. You cannot find the clip. And then the Steph Curry thing is fucking just, it blows my mind. The fact that they even considered Steph Curry in the top 10 all time when he was only the best player on his finals. Because y'all make a big deal about who got the finals MVP, right? Who got the finals MVP? So he only got the finals MVP one time throughout his tenure of going to the finals. You were only the most valuable player during the finals one time. So, I mean, how do we get to the point where he's better than Kobe? You rank him higher than Kobe. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really believe that the whole thing with Kobe is just to get clicks, man. It's just to make us do this. You know, the dialogue. But the dialogue is good. Because it opens up conversations about some of these other players, you know what I'm saying, that they're ranking in these categories, you know, that they coming up with. You know, it's making us remember Tracy McGrady. It's making us remember Tim Duncan, you know, Allen Iverson, Vince Carter. It's making us remember how crazy the fucking league was, dog. You know, the Steve Francis of the world. You know, Jason Kidd, Stephon Marbury. It's making us remember how crazy the league was back then, bro. Because I think we've forgotten the talent. You know, Ray Allen with the Bucks. You know, we forgetting the great Hall of Fame players that the league had in that 10-year span, dog. You know, that 2000 to 2009, 2010, dog. That 10-year span, you saw a lot of great players, bro. You know, Allen Iverson, Steve Francis, Tracy McGrady, Kobe, you know, Vince Carter. You still got Mutombo in there. You still got, you know what I'm saying, Shaq. You still got Dwayne Wade. You got LeBron coming in, Melo coming in. You know what I'm saying? Like, the league was really crazy, bro. You know, you got the Ray Allens of the world. You know, you got, you know, just Dirk Nowitzki. You know what I'm saying? You got a league of real superstars, bro. Like, during that time, you had multiple superstars. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, Shea ain't no fucking superstar. He not no superstar, bro. You know, he ain't AI. You feel me? He ain't no fucking superstar, dog. Giannis, barely a superstar. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? You picking up what I'm putting down. These niggas barely superstars, dog. And I don't know if it's because they international talents or what, but they barely superstars. You know what I'm saying? Like, people question whether or not Anthony Edwards is a superstar. Like, they not in the same breadth as the Vince Carters and Tracy McGrady's, you know, when they come into town. You feel me? The league was different, bruh. You know, but anyway, that's my take on this conversation, man. I'm interested in knowing what your thoughts are down below in the comment section, bro. See y'all on the next video. Peace.